Welcome to fall of year 2. We're going to be doing this and winter all in this part. Going to be condensing a lot down because there's not a whole lot of new stuff. In fact, we're going to be going straight to New Year's Day of year 3. So to sort of wrap everything up. We still got 49 minutes of stuff in between.
Get your running shoes on.
To more accurately reflect, the modern climate, fall only lasts a week and a half.
Sounds about right.
Same for me. I didn't have anything to show.
I went downstairs and I stared at the wine for 18 hours.
Alright, but what did Best do?
17 hours and 45 minutes.
Your nightmare was adorable. That's what I think of your gift, Kent. It is nice sometimes Sebastian will give you coffee.
That's not coffee.
And a Stardew.
Oh no, but it's gonna make you think about spiders again, isn't it? No!
I'm always thinking of spiders.
No!
I'm guessing that's what happens when you reach Secret Hard 13.
Yeah, it's 13 out of 12. The 13th one does not show up.
Oh.
Jealous.
With all of my luck, you'd think I would have found this secret a long time ago. You can incubate the dinosaur egg.
That is one of the artifacts that I have spent more hours than I care to admit trying to find. And you didn't even find it in the mines. You found it up in the mountain?
You can find it at a few places. I found it earlier in several other playthroughs, but it took longer for this one.
Are we making more murder blobs? Are we making murder blobs in the house?
Yes, we are.
Do not make murder blobs in the house.
It's a present for my husband.
You already have a cat.
That's a murder floof.
Oh.
Then again, the cat does flatten out like a blob.
Here you go, Gus. I've had this for 18 months.
And I've had a second one, specifically for you, for even longer.
That's just salt water. If it smells like fresh lobster, it's just salt.
Maybe I packed it in salt. There we go.
Ooh.
One of the things that I want to take care of in this part is cleaning up some of the Monster Slayer goals. For killing the Duggies, you get a hard hat. So it was some point after this that I recorded the library. It was definitely complete by now.
The monster killing goals are surprisingly difficult, considering how much combat you're likely to be doing. I had gone through the mines and gotten my mining skill all the way up and, got enough ores to upgrade all my tools, and I wasn't anywhere near close to having most of those marks finished up.
You need to dedicate a lot of time to it, because there's so many monsters you need to kill.
And a lot of them are monsters that don't appear in the Skull Cavern, so it's not even like upgrading to over there is sufficient to keep those in particular going up. It is worth noting, though, that the monsters that you kill don't have to be in the mines, so like the slime hutch that you're working on, killing the slimes in your slime hutch count. Killing the slimes in the secret woods also count for that. You only find like 5 at a time, but hey, every little bit counts.
And speaking of which, it's lucky that I managed to get the goal for the slimes. because from that I get the Slime Charmer Ring. That prevents slimes from doing damage to me. The slimes in your slime hutch can still hurt you, But with that on, I can actually take care of them. I had a lot of spare stuff. I'm really getting my money up. So I'm gonna wear that instead of the Ring of Yoba. I'm not really using that much.
You cracked 1 million at some point.
Yep. I'm halfway there. That's what happened to me not so long ago.
Aw.
And then the slime was born. Sebby, what do you think of him? What do you want to name him? I'm thinking naming him Cat. Yeah, but we just had one.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, he killed it.
What?
It's a good-ass question, Sebastian.
What? He can't hurt me. Fine, dear.
I did not know that could happen.
Yep, you even get unique dialogue for it. Looking to get married again.
As Bess just walks away going, la 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 la.
What you watching there, honey?
They're now killed all of Krobus's relatives.
The dwarf will be so pleased.
And that just leaves dust sprites. That probably would be a useful ring in the Skull Cavern.
When are we going to see the Stardew Valley speedrun?
God, I can't even imagine what that would be like.
You just go to sleep for 2 years straight.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens. Oh no.
What are we gonna name our new baby girl?
Bester?
I was gonna say 2.0 would be better.
Yep.
So, did that make her second best?
I like how it's in all caps too, so it makes it sound like he's screaming.
Based on my perception of parenthood, it's mostly screaming.
Luckily, in this case, it's mostly sleeping.
Jealous.
She'll go through different stages of development. She never actually grows up. Eventually, she'll reach toddlerhood, but for now, she's just gonna sleep.
I don't mind them so much when they're in the crib because then they don't get in your way like the cats or dogs do when you're trying to get out the door or into bed. But once they can walk, man, then it's all over.
Burglar's Ring would have been much more useful a long time ago.
No reward for doing all of them?
Nope, just individual ones. But that's all of them done, at least.
I thought there was a reward for that, but not in the Adventurers Guild.
Best 2.0 is sleeping in her own filth.
Just like her mom.
I thought you had self-cleaning nanobots.
Yeah, they come out of me.
Oh dear.
And then they're also filthy. It would be really cute if that actually happened, but it doesn't.
Well, if anyone's got that fan art itch, I would love to see that.
Just a little blob sticking its head out of a sidecar. I've got a baby dinosaur!
Yay!
Shate.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah.
All over the floor. Aww.
So I highly recommend making your own dinosaur before donating the dinosaur egg to the museum, because the dinosaur will also lay her own eggs. So if you wanted, you could have an army of dinosaurs. They're pretty much all just little tiny stegosauruses.
Do they do anything except lay eggs?
Nope, they're basically just lizard chickens.
Can you make a dinosaur omelet?
Yes, it's just called a regular omelet. It counts as an egg.
If you put their egg in a mayonnaise maker, it makes mayonnaise.
Yep.
Now, regular mayonnaise is different from duck mayonnaise. It makes me very disappointed that there's not a dino mayonnaise item.
There needs to be. Nothing new to say about it.
What is that?
That's spaghetti.
Oh, your breakfast spaghetti.
In an envelope.
Oh man, I wish I had a battery. Kent, I'm sorry.
Do the rest of you people talk to each other ever? No, I'm a farmer.
How much channel changing does she do that she killed the battery's remote control?
Oh, you have no idea. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Where did you find that?
In the caves.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
He kicked a void spirit in the face without realizing it.
Well, you murdered that slime pretty handily, so...
Speaking of which,
So this is how you take care of slimes. You hatch an egg, water those little squares up to the side, and that's it.
And occasionally kill them.
And occasionally kill them. I'm trying to get more purples.
this is a good representation of all the different colors, though. You started with a purple and a green, and it looks like they're doing a good averaging out to all the blues in between.
Yeah.
If you don't have the slime charmer ring, you can actually build a fence inside of the slime hut, and they will respect the fence. So you can make it so that you can go water the stuff without them actually being able to access you. That didn't take that long for the dino to lay an egg.
No.
About a week or so?
Might have been longer. I am breezing through this.
Yeah, I thought it hatched on like the 16th, maybe?
Maybe. But after a while, eventually the slimes will just gather all of their gunk in one big blob. You break that, you get a bunch of individual pieces of slime. And sometimes a petrified slime. We've seen that before, it's an artifact, but you could also sell that for some extra money. But primarily you want a bunch of slimes, and then get all the slimes together to make more slime eggs, and then sell those. Because they are breeding with each other. You don't really need to hatch more eggs unless you want different colors.
There's the moneymaker.
It took way too long. Oh, we talked about this not too long ago.
Are you gonna get a void dinosaur?
I wish. That's a random occurrence. Occasionally, the wizard's wife, the witch, will just fly over your chicken coop and turn one of your chickens into a void chicken.
Very handy for befriending Krobus.
Oh god.
Higher.
Whee!
Look at her bouncing around. She's so excited. That's how you increase your relationship with your baby while she's still in the crib.
You throw her through the ceiling.
She's definitely my daughter.
Throw her into the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan will probably break first.
I don't know if this stacks affection. But I'm just gonna do it anyway. And also, I had no reason to plant anything other than pumpkins.
Yeah.
I assume those are the most valuable.
By far.
I thought cranberries were more valuable because you can continue to harvest them more than once. I think one of the updates did change the sale prices, though, so that may be outdated information.
Of course, she complains about monsters in the house, then he wants monsters on the farm.
And you can, of course, go back and get another golden pumpkin. Not that I'm hurting for the 2,000 gold.
Yep, 1.5.
And it's been almost a year, but I finally got something that Kent likes. Fiddlehead Risotto is one of his favorites.
It's really disappointing when you get a new recipe, but you've already learned it from another townsperson.
Yeah.
Some of the recipes are television only, and some of them are villager only, but some of them do overlap. Buy it, yes!
All the wallpaper I could want. So what the hell, let's also get the furniture. Now, I don't realize it at the time, but I actually need to deselect the menu and go back in to get even more brazier recipes. I don't know why they're not all available at once. You can also buy a calendar if you don't want to go into town.
Just like every other Harvest Moon game ever.
Oh, see, now he wants slimes.
Look, buddy, I only have one of these rings, so one of us has to die if we do that. And this shit don't fit you.
That back room is so sad with the one, boarded up window.
Look at that. All the furniture in the game, practically. And it doesn't cost a penny.
Let's summon it out of the ether.
Put that in the kids' room. Modern bookcase. It's pointed, so it's less useful. Yeah, what the hell, giant tree.
The first thing I did was just fill my entire house with all of the plants. I just bought one of every plant and put them everywhere. Skull poster. That sounds like something Sebastian would like.
I was gonna say, that go in his room.
Let's go in our room. We need to goth up this whole thing.
You unfortunately cannot do any decorating inside of your spouse's little side room. You can't change the floor, you can't change the walls, you can't put furniture down.
You can put one tiny piece of furniture. Roughly, but yeah.
However, your spouse can sometimes just decide, hey, I wanted to redecorate. So after you go through and painstakingly select all of your floors and all of your wallpapers, one day you'll wake up and your floor will just be different. They don't ask you, and there's not an option to revert back to what you had before, so yeah, hope you like what they changed it to. Toot.
That is a lot of wallpaper.
Gotta get the super special wallpaper that you can hatch a dinosaur out of.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so I think we've talked about it a little bit. I'm not showing it off here yet. I will show it eventually. But I don't know if this was fixed in version 3 of the game, but the wallpaper, its item value, like its item number ID, often they tend to be identical to other items, so you can't actually use wallpaper in place of things like void eggs or what have you, as a way to cheat in items. So you can do that to get void chickens, or use wallpaper in place of a prismatic shard to get the galaxy sword.
Yep.
It depends on which one specifically, but you can look it up and it's pretty fun.
I think there's also one that covers the same ID number as the mermaid pendant, so you can propose to somebody with a roll of wallpaper. And
it's winter now.
It feels only fitting that you would do that with, like, Harvey.
I can see that. I like the one evil chair you have behind your television. That's one of the rewards, I think, from the artifact donations.
Also ignore that there aren't any sound effects. For whatever reason, this 1 week of recording didn't record the audio. For no reason whatsoever.
We'll just make footprint sounds when you're walking. Boop. Ba-da-ding.
Magic. Bling.
Thanks. Fuck off. Nice. That's like 10 times the price of a regular barbaridium, isn't it?
Moop, 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 moop.
Mope, mope, coffee, coffee, coffee.
I think he specifically said 5%. Oh god, why do you have that nose thing staring at your horse?
Why the hell not? The horse needs a friend.
Those things are so terrifying.
Why not make full use of the plant? Put a whole flower in a muffin. Been holding on to this for I don't know how long. Like 2 years now.
There is a second recipe. It's a crafting recipe that needs a poppy flower.
That's true.
Are you only missing one more recipe there?
I might be.
Second to last row, second from the left. Looks like that one's still...
Yeah, because we're in the last season of the year.
Yeah, so if you haven't missed any of the shows.
Yeah. I rarely warm up either. Yeah, I won again. Whatever.
Money.
You got a pittance.
You just immediately throw the coins back in the water. That is actually useful. That's not.
Yeah, sometimes your spouse will fix the fences around your farm. Because they do break down over time. But I think my fences are made of iron, so I'm not really worried about it.
He's impressed.
I'm impressed. I forget it all the time.
Calendar's right next to the bed.
It does bother me that you can't put that world map centered over the bed. You need to find a 3-width item to hang up there.
What the heck?
Baby?
Aw, she's gonna be a speedrunner. She's already learning her clipping strats.
I don't think the cat does it as much as the dog, but for some reason when the dog is inside, he often shows up in the void off to the side, outside of any of the rooms. He also sometimes ends up on the roof.
He saw a squirrel.
That gold mask is freaky. I think somebody in one of the threads was like, I wonder when you're going to find that, and when you do, I'm going to be angry at you. Doesn't feel like it's especially rare.
We're running out of places to put stuff. No, we're not.
I'm putting some of these in places where I can more easily see them.
You don't fill up every space in the museum, but I don't think it's possible to be able to access everything. I think there's 2 or 3 items that have to go inside of that big table in the bottom left, where it doesn't actually have an edge, where you can read the flavor text for it.
at least one, I know for sure. See, there's another thing I had for like a year. I bought that from the traveling merchant. However, that does mean I haven't actually caught a link cod yet.
But you get credit for the catch a link cod quest. Oh yeah, you'd trust me to make soup for the governor. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so maybe we've got 1 or 2 more recipes left. Aw, she's my present. Or maybe, are you just strange? Get a worm bin. This is more like it. I think we're getting gray ones, too.
Ooh, a red one.
And a red one. I think I might have specifically gone out looking for one of their eggs.
Yeah, I don't think you could breed a red one from the other colors.
But if you combine a red one with blue ones, you do get purples.
Yep.
Aw. Look at her playing with her toys. Happy little bouncing feet. Babies in this game are nice. Because they don't make any noise. And they're cute.
Oh, my favorite kind of baby. I'm just waiting for you to swing your sword in the middle of that.
This is what slime love looks like.
You definitely wouldn't want to do that when your audio wasn't recording the sound effects.
No, baby. Don't go into the doom dimension.
Oh, it'll happen.
Oh my god, look at that. Sebastian's monitor is so tiny.
Surprise, more like don't be hopeful.
That is so much iridium ore.
Coco no. What? It's a pina colada, except you make it by smashing a coconut against your head.
I'd rather have a cocoa yes.
We're getting close. We're getting very close.
Another week.
That's pretty accurate. In fact, bruschetta you can just make with bread and oil, and I think garlic. You don't even really need tomato. That's just dressing it up.
I think that's just garlic bread then, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still authentic.
Woohoo!
That's every recipe.
Yay. 4 more to go.
We're on our way.
So you must have gotten one recipe early then.
I guess so, yeah.
Because there should still be one more on the last Wednesday.
2 million, time for the Return Scepter.
And now you're poor again.
Wow, yeah.
I don't even care. It's an instant teleport back to my house. From anywhere in the game. So, say for example I go back in the Skull Cavern, and it gets to like 1:50 in the morning. Return Scepter, I'm back home.
Hats.
And I hadn't been down here, even though I'd gotten a ton of the achievements. So I got a bunch of weird little hats I can wear. And some masks.
I do kind of wish it told you here what you had to do to unlock a certain one.
Yeah.
And now you're going even broke-er.
Me being broke won't last more than a day.
No. Good choice. Good choice.
band makes you look like a Stepford wife.
Don't you knock my hat.
Not the cowboy hat, the melon band.
Oh. Oh, those. I'm like, what are those arrows? But I forgot that you got the forage pointer skill.
And I'm done. Very useful.
Where'd you get the Energizer from? Probably bought it at some point and just keep it handy. Check in.
Probably. That doesn't quite work as a mask.
You just cut a chicken in half and shoved your face in it. I don't think that's actually a mask. I think that's just a chicken.
Oh, the energy tonic. I think I got that in the mail from someone.
Ah. I never found a good reason to really buy those and stock up. Harvey sells them at the doctor's office, but you find so much other food or stuff that you're cooking.
Yeah, you don't need it.
$1.99.
How low can you go?
The full 200.
No, go in the hole. What are you doing?
And surprisingly, there's barely anything here.
You've got 2 prismatic shards, I see.
Yep. They become more common the further down you go.
Hope that was intentional.
Yeah.
Though I guess with the elevator mod, that's not the worst thing. Ah, crafting a bunch of useless stuff.
Just to say you did it.
No, actually. The trap bobber and the I don't know if the wild bait's really going to help, but the trap bobber is definitely going to help. I'm taking a second attempt at getting the legendary fish that's down here. He's only here during the winter.
There he is.
What the trap bobber does is you notice that the meter off to the side is sliding down a lot slower. It's not immediately plummeting whenever I lose track of the fish. You really need that when you're trying to get a legendary fish, because they just whip all the way across the screen.
Oh, yeah, he's determined to live.
And you're playing this on mouse and keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Ah, so close.
There we go.
Yay!
First legendary fish, the glacier fish. It looks bizarre.
Don't put him in the fridge. Don't put him in the fridge. Don't put him in the fridge.
Why?
Because then the next time you make sashimi, it will use the legendary fish. And then you will not have a legendary fish anymore.
But you'll have really good sashimi.
Now I'm just going to shove all these in a chest somewhere. And also, there is a legendary fish in the sewer. You can catch these at any season. It's a mutant carp.
That's horrifying.
Hey!
I eat your face.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
I'm finding more murder evidence. By donating that, I actually get the first piece of fossil display.
A medium sloth skeleton. Sebastian will like that.
That's not a legendary.
So another thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to catch all of the fish, not just the legendaries. And that includes the fish that are down in the mines. Level 60, there is this not quite frozen lake, even though it should be. And down here, there is an ice pip.
And some dropped frames.
The game was really testy at this point when I was recording. There's still some more.
Yeah, still got a bit left.
There's also a fish in the lava lake.
Of course there is.
Nope, now your fishing pole is just on fire.
It's made of iridium.
But what's the line made out of?
Iridium.
Oh.
It's like aluminum.
Well, the bobber's made out of nothing but, I've already forgotten. I just watched you craft it.
Guy's named Bob.
Now at this point, I'm just crafting everything that I can, just to get that last crafting achievement.
Because at this point, who the heck knows what you've already crafted and what you haven't?
Exactly.
It's the kind of game I would play with a checklist.
You can open up your save file in a text editor and figure it out. That was how I figured out what I was missing, and it was in fact one of the braziers that you mentioned before, because I also did not know that you needed to leave and talk and come back and leave and talk and come back to actually get all of them.
Yep.
There's 6 or 7 of them, I think, that Robin sells. There's a lot more than you would think.
I also made a wicked statue. One of the other things the witch can do is she'll show up and turn all of your slimes in the slime hutch black. They're the guys who drop sort of rare stuff, like the iron rods and what have you. It can kind of suck. Putting the wicked statue in the hutch prevents her from doing that. Now there's a second fish you can catch out in the desert. This guy is about as obnoxious, if not more so, than some of the legendary fish.
It's the sandfish from Nier.
I think you're gonna like the name of it. Oh, it's that one.
The sandfish is the other one, but we've already caught that.
Yeah.
And also, there's a fish you can catch outside the witch's hut. He's a bit easier than the scorpion carp.
Is it a spooky carp?
It's a void salmon. It should just be a black blob. There shouldn't be, like, anything you could see.
They really do make it so that if there's any amount of liquid, though, you can fish in it. And there's probably something unique there.
Yeah.
I think you've already caught the fish in the secret woods.
Yeah. Aw. 2 years of living off the land. But once New Year's starts coming around, he retires. So that means that starting in year 3, it's just going to be reruns of all the episodes we've already seen.
He actually retired 40 years ago. They just got to the end of his run again.
It's like Bob Ross, except nobody knows he's dead. Drive it home further how much you hate your family, why don't you? It's too bad none of his family reacts, or even seems to notice that we're their daughter-in-law. Kind of a missed opportunity there.
Probably all the mind-controlled drugs you put in the food. The things that make them forget you're an alien also make them forget you're related.
Is Harvey the only eligible bachelor or bachelorette in town that doesn't have a family member?
I think so.
I guess Elliot doesn't, Leah doesn't.
That's true, yeah. Now, is he also going to give me dirt? No, 5 gold bars. Pretty nice.
Oh,
Holy crap.
and appropriate for Clint.
Capital I, it's the best I could afford.
Yep. Saw that too.
Especially the wizard.
There's a literal wizard and witch living in walking distance.
Now, this also means I can actually see what Pierre's dialogue is, because we couldn't see it last year. What a shock, it's about sales.
When Sheen says, I don't believe in magic, you should just use the Return Scepter and vanish.
Oh yeah, teleporters, I make those in my backyard.
My small dinosaur army.
The city was a romantic fantasy. Being married to you,
Pedestrian reality.
More bones.
Whose arm was it this time? Okay, you see all those Omni Geodes I have?
Oh, jeez.
That is many.
The reason, it's lucky I found that mudstone, because that feels like it should be really common, but I still hadn't found one yet. So I got all of these geodes to find the rest of the minerals that I'm missing. Which was just the mudstone and that piece of obsidian. And also one of those for good measure.
Of course.
I also needed a piece of marble, because you do craft one of the braziers with that. So that means I've got all the minerals that I can get, now I'm just missing artifacts.
Did you go out and mine for those geodes, or did you purchase them?
I think I purchased them from the Oasis.
Yes.
She sells like an infinite amount. I just bought a stack.
Nice. But now you can never move your stuff again. Oh, I guess you still have a couple of those.
Couple of them. 2 of them I think you need a fish for. Like, it's a piece of broken pottery and a disc. See, this is me discovering the whole brazier recipe thing. I'm a little confused, because, like, what the hell? Where are the rest of them? Oh. She's just obnoxious about it.
Yep. Now don't forget which ones you're buying, or then you're gonna have to craft all of them again.
I've got enough. Ooh, skull brazier, we need that. And the marble brazier is the one that uses the piece of marble. And that's all the recipes. And luckily, they're all at the bottom there.
Quite a few of those for some reason.
So I guess I got the stir-fry recipe from someone in the mail.
Oh crap, it's the last day of the year.
Yep, so that's the last we'll ever see of the Queen of Sauce. We're just saying goodbye to all of our friends at this point.
They're just people on the television. They're not your friends.
But it has the same effect.
Just because they retweet you doesn't mean they like you.
6 a.m. beer!
Yay!
I mean, I guess if any day was appropriate for that, New Year's might do it.
Funnily enough, if you give the beer back to Sebastian, he gets angry because he doesn't like beer.
I like that you put the angry skeleton in the kid's room. Oh, yep.
It's so she learns how the family works.
It is oddly echoey in here.
Since this is the last day of the year, let's actually sort of take stock
No.
of the farm. No, don't chop the cow's face off.
Snip, snip.
I need some more leather.
I like how you planted one and then immediately pulled 2 more up.
I'm stocked up on them. Now, another achievement that I also need to work on is shipping 15 of every crop. It doesn't include tree fruits or flowers or anything like that. It's just fruits and vegetables that come out of the ground.
Is there any way to know what you're missing?
Yeah, you can go into your inventory. It tells you how many you've shipped.
Handy.
There is also an achievement for shipping one of everything, including tree fruits and every animal product and everything that you can create on your farm. This includes wood, weeds, rocks, dirt.
Hey, don't knock dirt. We need to buy like a truck full of dirt this fall.
And that we do.
Alright. Is it go time?
Happy New Year!
Not a bad profit.
And not a bad year. Now, nothing happens immediately. Just want to clarify that's normal.
Game's like, psych, ghosts aren't real. Keep playing.
I'm just showing that up because all the way back at the beginning of the Let's Play, I forgot to show the very first Living Off the Land. Look at her crawling around. Off to hang out with her best friend, the skeleton. And now, as soon as you leave the house, Grandpa's shrine will light with a certain amount of candles, depending on how many points you've earned. This includes how much money you've made, how far you've gotten into the community center, your friendship with everyone, if you've gotten married. I essentially aced the game, so I got all 4 candles. And as a prize for that, going to the shrine, I get the Statue of Perfection. Behind, what?
That totally wasn't there before.
Did you fucking dig up his grave?
Wow, his corpse looks strange.
Does it do anything?
Yep, every day it will produce iridium ore for me.
Oh, dang. I mean, you probably won't need it if you have it.
No. And then, when you go back into your house, then Grandpa shows up.
Santa?
You were just a techno bud.
Remember your first pod? Your first dose of gross slurry?
I literally fell out when I died.
Is it under the floorboards? Yeah, Sebastian's keep thinking it's techno.
That's why nobody cares. Gesundheit. So if you did all of that badly, Grandpa would be kind of annoyed with you, but you could spend a diamond at his shrine to get yourself reassessed. That was a more recent addition. In the original version of the game, Grandpa would just berate you, and there was nothing you could do about it.
So I had a minor panic when I got to that point because I had read that Grandpa showed up in year 3 and assumed I had until the end of year 3.
Ah.
So when that triggered on the first day of year 3, I was like, oh no, I wasn't done with the community center. I don't think I had a kid. I hadn't finished the fishing log. I hadn't done most of the stuff I had set out to do, but I guess I was close enough on everything that I still got 4 candles.
Ah, nice.
So, was that noise the ship coming to bring Beth back to her home planet, now that her research assignment is done?
Not quite. It's more a signal that even though most everything is done, there's still more stuff to discover in Stardew Valley. If anything, it was a piece of the ship broke off and landed on our farm.
Again?